Hey, how you doing? This is Robert with Forever Fit. In this video, the question I'm going to answer is the question about how did I lose my weight. Okay, first of all, right, a little bit of background on me real quick, okay? Now, before I became a trainer, I was 331 pounds. I previously played football, and mind you, when I was bigger, a lot of people will vouch for this, including Dino and a lot of other people that know me from high school, and then two also that know me from college, is that I was not a fit 331 pounds, okay? I was a pretty plump one, At the end of high school, I was weighing in at 296. I was one of the biggest guys on the football team, intentionally. There were only a couple other people that outweighed me, but anyway, that's kind of beyond the point. What I did was, first of all, my first experience with dieting, I tried the low-carb diet, failed horribly at it. I tried, I tried the orange diet, which is pretty much, extremely low-fat diet, pretty moderate to high carbohydrates. That didn't work out too well. Tried South Beach, didn't do well with that either. I mean, all these things, I lasted, maybe a week or so, and then I cracked, and then from there I was just kind of over it. So what I figured out for me was not to actually do a diet. It's actually what I call is non-diet, okay? So what it means is making enough dietary changes to whereas I can lose body fat, but not radically changing my lifestyle and still having those little treats along the way, okay? So having those little times where I could have, my KFC, where I could have my burger, where I could have my steak, things like that. But of course, not having those things every day, right? If I was good for a few days, hey, I got to have a burger, I got to have a steak, something like that. If I've been working out hard, putting in the work, then I was able to have that fried chicken, you kind of get the idea. But above all, creating that balance, right? One of the main things that I always stuck to, at least half of your body weight in grams of protein, okay? If you do that, you're gonna make sure that you're having enough protein in order to fuel your body and to keep your muscles intact, but most of all, to help keep your muscles metabolically active, okay? I'm gonna get back into what metabolically active means in a second here, and why that's so important. But that's first. Second of all, you wanna try to make sure that in the morning, that's when you get in most of your calories. Later on in the day, that's when you want to taper calories off. So your breakfast should be pretty substantial in calories. Your lunch should be pretty substantial in calories as well. And then your late afternoon snack should be small. Your dinner should be small. And when I say small, I mean small in calories. So maybe that would be the time of the day to cut back or cut out the carbs and things like that. So going with things like, maybe an apple and string cheese, for your late afternoon snack. And then for dinner, going with like a chicken salad, or going with, like some nice teriyaki grilled salmon, and then on the side of that, having yourself, some stir-fried veggies, things like that. And actually, those types of things are what, what got, let's see here, my last about 80 pounds off, okay, by eating like that. The first, 20 pounds, I lost 10, put 10 back on, and I stopped that diet, and, boom, 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 boom. It wasn't until I got it right to when, boom, I was right on pace. Now, the main component about all of this is no matter what, if I had a good week, if I had a bad eating week, whatever I did, I made sure that my workouts were intense, okay? Intensity is key, right? Contrary to popular belief, if you're a trainer, especially if you're a successful trainer, when I was working at 24-Hour Fitness, I was probably honestly making anywhere from 9 up until 25 bucks an hour, right? Now, when a trainer makes, when a trainer makes 25 bucks an hour, more than likely that extra $10 to $15 an hour that he made, he's pretty much living the same way, but he's just buying more gadgets. Like one thing that I did was I always reinvested in my education. I went and got Russian Kettlebell certified. I'm certified in corrective exercise, which means that I know how to rehabilitate people and get them from an injured state to fully functioning, okay? Or also just to correct their bodies from, being a couch potato or from being a desk jockey to being a fully functional human once again, kind of get them back in a natural function. So because of that, I didn't have very much time to work out myself. Okay, I had about an hour, maybe 2 hours a day to myself. Other than that, I was training clients, or else I was sleeping, or else I was, preparing meals. So I had to work out in a way that got me in the amount of work that I used to take in order to lose weight, which took me, 2, 3, 4 hours a day, okay, in the gym. We're talking about, I get up in the morning, do about an hour and a half of cardio, then I'd eat breakfast, then I went through my day, end of the day, I do about 2 to 2.5 hours of weight training, okay, and that was how I, originally lost my first 20 pounds. That first 20 pounds took about 2 months for me to get off. And if you guys know, for a male, about 21 years old, that actually is pretty slow. That's not losing weight very fast. You should be able to lose weight faster than that if you're that heavy to begin with. But once again, I had to redial things in. I no longer had a football scholarship. That meant that I was paying for my school. So since I was paying for my school, I refused to take out a loan. That meant that I had to work my butt off, So so I just had to put in the time. So I think a lot of the moms out here can relate to not having enough time. I think a lot of the busy professionals can relate to not having enough time. So workouts like what I'm about to show you is probably the type of intensity that you need and the type of workouts that you need in order to get the results in the body that you want. If you don't have much time, right? Workouts like these, 30 to 45 minutes, okay, that's gonna be solid. And the thing is, once you get your food dialed in, now for everybody it's different, I definitely learned that. I've had a client before where, first shot at tweaking their food, I got him on a perfect weight loss pace, brought this lady down from about 220 down to 120 in a matter of 7.5 months, but on the other hand, I've also had people where, it's taken me 3 or 4 months just to figure out their bodies, There's a lot of different protocols that you can make, and, if you know how to eat for your ethnic, for your ethnic background and so on, pretty much if you try to eat foods that resemble where you came from, you're going to do a lot better off. That was something that I found out a lot later on once I actually studied anthropology. Then I really figured out that, I was eating like I was a German, and by the looks, I'm not very German, so I had to eat more like I was an African American, okay? And that doesn't mean eating fried chicken, that doesn't mean, so on. That means eating more African, okay? So that means eating a lot of fruits, eating a lot of vegetables, incorporating fish, things like tuna, now of course tuna isn't indigenous there, but eating a lot of fish, and chicken, things like that, but also lean chicken, fish, incorporating the occasional red meat. As we all probably know, it's very common in African culture to eat goat and to eat, things like that. To eat goat, to eat sheep. So I knew that I needed to eat some red meat, and that little bit of red meat helped me to maintain my muscle, maintain my testosterone. But then too, getting in, lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, that was really key for me, especially the fruits. When you got some people, if they eat the amount of fruit that I usually eat, they don't lose weight. With me, I lean out very good, my energy levels stay up, my waistline comes in, things work out really well. Pretty much chicken and fruit, I do really well from that. So that's something that you might want to look into. In fact, things like the paleo diet and things like that, they're also talking about the same thing. But anyway, here we go, right? We're gonna get right into it. So with the workouts here, right? What I do is high intensity interval type training, okay? A lot closer to Tabanos, right? So now I've already done a little bit of a functional warm up, so I'm just gonna kind of show you what I do. I do advanced kettlebell lifts here. I'm doing some unconventional stuff, things with the tire, and so on, but yeah, you can kind of check out what I do. All right, so getting into some kettlebell swings here first. Okay, kettlebell snatches. so I also superset cardiovascular with strength. Getting into some dips here, a little bit of upper body strength move. All right, so getting some tire step-ups rolling. Tire push-ups with the hop. Inside, outside, getting the triceps with the inner, chest with the out. All right, so that is cycle 1. Okay, so usually workout like this, I'll go through about 5 cycles here. That'll be a complete workout, and then I'm done, okay? With each cycle here, about 30 seconds to recover. If you notice, between each thing, I just take enough time to get to the next move, keep the heart rate up super high. You know, from carrying a lot of weight for so many years, I don't really have the needs to run, so therefore, I have to do workouts like this, and actually, you know, now, I mean, my knee pain is gone, feeling strong again, but still can't stand the impact of running. That's why, you know, I can do step-ups on an 18-inch tire because the rubber has a lot of give. You know, everything I do here, very sensitive to the knees and to the back, because, you know, I mean, I got bad joints here from being overweight for so long. A lot of people just from living life for so long, they get kind of rough joints. So anyway, that's it for today, okay? Just wanted to show you guys what I do, the type of workouts that I do. And so, you know, if you're looking to lose weight, you find that you're not genetically gifted, like myself, I'm not genetically gifted. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication for me to be able to lose weight, right? And without that hard work, I mean, nothing happens for me, honestly. Only thing that happens for me is, you know, hey, I might get headaches and low energy from dieting way too hard, but I mean, honestly, you know, I eat maybe about 2,500 to 3,500 calories a day to lose about 2 pounds a week. And that's if I put in my work too. And you know, that's how you ideally want to do. You want to be able to boost your metabolism, not lower it, you know. I mean, when I was doing low carb, I had to drop down to as low as, you know, 1,800 calories. But if I even looked at, you know, a soda or something like that, boom, I mean, I gained my weight back. I can't live like that, okay? I don't expect you to live like that. So hey, you gotta find your balance. If you got questions about anything I said here, just shoot me an email, give me a call, you know, number down here at the bottom of the screen of the video. All right, thank you for watching. See you soon.